Oh, hi guys, welcome to the latest episode of Cricket Draft Insight. Slightly indulgent video, it is primarily going to be me talking about my team, but hopefully that in itself does provide you with some insight whether or not that's what's not to do or what to do. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I'm not doing very well, languishing down in, I don't even want to say it, 2000 something position. Um, so I've had a red ball reset. Um, in a way, I'm quite pleased I haven't done well. It's kind of, an opportunity to start again, have a kick up the backside and say, do you know what, Paul, you just picked some really poor players, particularly on the batting front, sort it out. So I've tried to sort it out. For the first time ever, I mean, again, I continue to break my own rules. I rocked up on Twitter, gave a load of tips, captain your wicket keeper, pick batters who bowl, don't spend points on transfers. I've torn them all up, and I had to because I'm not doing very well, and I'm just going to fall further behind. So I ended up with a massive squad from that game week where there weren't many teams because I was trying to cover subs. I wasn't sure I could get to my phone, etc. So I've got rid of a few players. I've spent points on transfers, and I brought in some decent players, Bohannon, Hayne, and I apologise now if you've got them and I'm about to put the mockers on them because I brought some, decent bats into my team. I was going to bring in Ben Compton as well, but I thought I'd better spread the love between batting and bowling. So I've also brought in Sam Cook. I think as it happens, it might be Bohannon, Lancashire. Some teams don't play the week after. But he's really crying out to me at the moment, and I just want to get some good players in. My team looks a lot stronger. So on the batting front, Josh Bohannon and Sam Hayne, and I did have Saul Budinger. I'm left with quite a few players in my team. Budinger was one I posted a video about. I had hopes for him, but as somebody pointed out on Twitter, I was just renewing my optimism, and somebody pointed out that he was the only Leicestershire batter who was averaging less than 100 points a game. As it stands, I've switched for Graham Clark because I'm thinking Leicestershire, if they're playing Sussex, if Robinson is playing, he's opening. Graham Clark scoring quickly in the middle order for Durham. They're really Baz bowling. Question marks over Yorkshire's bowling attack at the moment. So Bohannon, Hayne and Clark as it stands. In the all-rounder contingent, my trusted Rob Keogh. Ryan Higgins is back. So Ryan Higgins and Toby Rowland-Jones both back in my team. Middlesex contingent makes my team stronger. Ryan Higgins as captain. I've also got Jordan Thompson in there as a frustrating one last week. One of my favourite players. Took him out, and then despite looking at the screen 1,000 times on my transfers, I forgot to put him back in, and then there he was. I actually managed to watch some cricket at the end of that Yorkshire game, scoring run a ball half century. So an exciting finish, but also painful to watch. He's back in, and I've also got Zach Chappell. I did have Matthew Lamb, who's he made 99 with the bat, but Chappell's been expensive, but I still want the more all-round qualities. I think Lamb's more batter, occasional bowler. Want to have as many people involved in the game at all times as possible. And then on the bowling front, like I say, Toby Rowland-Jones, Sam Cook, good player who I had last year. Why haven't I had him this year? What am I playing at? I brought him back in, and I've still got Matthew Wade, who isn't excelling with the ball, but he's been making decent contributions with the bat and does tend to score quickly and hit sixes. So yeah, Clark, Bohannon, Hayne, Rob Keogh. Did I say Rob Keogh? Higgins as captain, Thompson vice captain, Zach Chappell. Oh, George Bell is now my only wicket keeper, so I'm hoping you're not getting dropped because I think he only scored like 6 and 1 last week. Waite, Rowland-Jones, and Cook. I've still got enough rubbish left on the bench. I say rubbish, probably outscored by first choice 11. Players on the bench will come in if anything happens. And then next week, to be honest with you, I really want Gregory. I really want Van der Gugten. Like I said, Ben Compton. So I'm probably going to have to clear out again and bring some good players in. So I think my squad looks a lot better. I think my team looks a lot better. And I think next week it'll look much better. Though, of course, we'll then have the blast and a bit of a break. And, who knows what can happen in terms of form. And yeah, if I have to spend 150 points again, Cricket Draft, I think they said 15 of the top 20 last week or week before had spent points on transfers. If I have to spend 300 points to sort this out, have a better team, a team I'm comfortable with, and I can start rising up that table, I'd like to rise 500 to 1,000 positions before we get to the blast. I was going to play double captain, but the forecast, I think better to keep that in the bag. Obviously it's easy to say, oh yeah, rise a load of positions, and then batters don't perform, and other people make shrewd selections and great captaincy and don't rise anywhere. But I'm optimistic. I've dropped, no offense to anybody below me, but I've dropped so low that I can fight back. Sunday was painful. The risk of sounding like a weirdo, I don't have a TV, but I was somewhere I could watch cricket, and I went to watch Rob Keogh bat. You flip between the games to find your players. I went to watch Rob Keogh bat, and he got out. And I was going around the games, like trying to find my players doing anything. It was like watching paint dry. I went to watch Zach Chappell bowl. He bowled a couple of deliveries, went off, and I ended up watching the Yorkshire game, which was obviously great. But like I said, Jordan Thompson was like just sat there, like he's not in my team. He's not my team. Like, stop scoring runs. But anyway, that's my team. Red ball reset, broken all my own rules, but I feel better. I think by next week I'm going to be better, even though obviously the players want to put in next week are obviously going to fire this week. The rain, such a shame about the rain, obviously comes with the territory, but I'd like everybody to have fair opportunity, bat and ball across 4 days, get some points on the board before the blast. Fingers crossed, red ball reset. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully more videos soon that aren't just me talking about my team. How's that?